Prayer is a profound act of surrender, a moment when we open our hearts and place ourselves in the presence of God, seeking protection and strength. Often we face difficult days when weakness seems to dominate our thoughts. Life can be challenging, and it is in that instant that recognizing our vulnerability becomes essential. Looking inward and admitting that we need help is not a sign of weakness, but an important step toward true strength. In the Bible, there are countless passages that remind us of the importance of seeking divine protection. In Psalm 91, we find powerful words that speak about being under the shadow of the Almighty. This protection is not just physical, it is a shelter for the soul, a space where we find peace amidst the storm. When we turn to God in prayer, we can feel secure, knowing that He is by our side, ready to guide us. Imagine a moment when everything seems to crumble. Responsibilities pile up and the feeling of helplessness is palpable. It is in this scenario that prayer becomes a refuge. Asking God to give us strength to face daily challenges is a recognition that we are not alone. He promises to be with us, even in the darkest hours. This trust is essential for us to rise and move forward. Morning prayer is a ritual that many adopt to start the day with a renewed perspective. Upon waking and dedicating time to speak with God, we arm ourselves with strength and protection. It is a moment of alignment where we ask not only for blessings, but also for wisdom to deal with the situations that will come. By opening our mouths and expressing our longings, we allow divine light to enter our hearts. How many times have you felt lost, unsure of which path to take? The search for guidance is natural, and God makes Himself available to guide us. He not only listens to our prayers, but also responds, often in ways we do not expect. Faith is the fuel that drives us to continue, even when the road is narrow and full of obstacles. By trusting in His guidance, we find the strength to persist. Stories of faith and overcoming are woven throughout the Scriptures. Think of David, who, despite facing giants, found courage in his relationship with God. He did not let the magnitude of the challenge overwhelm him, for he knew that his strength came from the Lord. That same strength is available to us. When we ask for protection, we are not just seeking to avoid evil, but also crying out for courage to face what is to come. In our journey, it is common to feel doubts and insecurities. Morning prayer can be the moment when we lay these uncertainties before God. Through this act, we allow Him to transform our fears into courage. Faith becomes a shield, and divine protection envelops us like a cloak. This experience is not just about asking, it is about listening and feeling the guidance that often comes in the form of peace. The practice of prayer also connects us to a larger group, to the community of believers who seek the same protection and strength. Sharing experiences, testimonies of how prayer has impacted lives, strengthens our faith. Knowing that we are not alone in this search, that others also face difficulties, is encouraging. Collective strength can be a powerful support, and prayer becomes a bond that unites us. The idea that prayer can transform us is central. When we cry out for strength, we ask God to mold us, to help us accept our limitations and trust in His plans. This transformation is an ongoing process that requires surrender and willingness. As we open ourselves to this experience, we become more resilient to adversities. Divine protection is not just a shield, but an invitation to a fuller life, where faith is the foundation. It is easy to get carried away by routine and forget the importance of setting aside time for prayer. However, by doing so, we lose the opportunity to strengthen ourselves and connect with the divine. Morning prayer should not be seen as an obligation, but as an intimate conversation, a dialogue where we expose our weaknesses and receive encouragement. Reflecting on the protection and strength we seek in God can bring us a new perspective. It is not just about avoiding what is bad, but about cultivating a relationship of trust. Each morning, as we engage in prayer, we reaffirm our faith, asking for protection and strength for the day ahead. And thus, even in the face of challenges, we find the way, guided by the loving hand of the Creator. Morning prayer is not just a moment of formality. It is a deep calling that echoes within us, an opportunity to expose our vulnerabilities. By opening our hearts to God, we recognize that even with all our weaknesses, there is a greater purpose in our journey. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a space where God can enter, transform, and strengthen us. Imagine starting the day with a sincere plea for help. Waking up and, before facing the demands of the world, throwing yourself into the arms of God, asking Him to renew your strength. It is a moment of surrender, where we set aside the masks we often wear and admit that we need guidance. This surrender is fundamental. When we cannot see the way ahead, when the pain seems unbearable, it is in that instant that faith becomes our light. Lord, here I am. My heart is weary, and my strength is fading. I need your mighty hand upon me. Strengthen my spirit, transform my weaknesses into strength, and guide me in the steps I should take. This prayer, simple yet filled with sincerity, can change the course of our day. By externalizing this need, we open space for divine strength to fill every void we feel. The transformation we seek is not instantaneous, but a continuous process. Each morning, as we ask for renewal, we surrender to this journey. Trusting in God does not mean we will not face difficulties. It means that even in storms, we will have a safe harbor. Faith is what keeps us steady, even when the waves of life try to knock us down. It is common for life to test us, to place us in situations that seem beyond our capacity. In those moments when we turn to God, we find not only comfort, but also a strengthening that allows us to move forward. Morning prayer becomes an anchor, a moment when we remember that we are not alone, that we have a guide who walks with us every step of the way. Think of a specific situation where you felt lost. Now, visualize yourself in that moment, but this time with the certainty that God's presence is by your side. God, help me accept my limitations. May I trust in your plans, even when I do not understand. This surrender, this acknowledgement that we do not have all the answers, is a powerful act of faith. Divine protection manifests in many ways. Sometimes it is a thought that arises, an idea that seems to come out of nowhere. Other times it is the strength to resist temptations or the encouragement to face a challenge. By asking for guidance, we open ourselves to these manifestations. Every small answer to our prayers reminds us that God is present, caring for us even when days are difficult. Faith is a path that is built day by day. It is not about blind belief, but about trust based on lived experiences. Looking back and seeing how we have been sustained in moments of pain, we realize that this same strength can guide us forward. Morning prayer then transforms into a space not only of request, but of gratitude. We thank for the lessons learned and the battles won, even if they have left marks. The journey of faith is also about learning to listen. It is easy to speak, but listening requires patience and willingness. When we engage in prayer, it is vital that we also seek the guidance that God offers us. Sometimes the answer does not come clearly, but through subtle signs throughout the day. An unexpected encounter, a kind word, a feeling of peace amidst chaos. These small things are how divine protection and guidance manifest in our lives. When life weighs us down, it is easy to get lost in negative thoughts. Morning prayer can be a remedy against this tendency. By starting the day with the certainty that we are under God's protection, we create a barrier against doubts and fears. Today, Lord, may I see your hand in everything I do. May my faith guide me, and may I be a reflection of your light. This type of affirmation gives us a new perspective and helps us face the day with renewed courage. The strength we ask for in prayer is an invitation to action. It's not just about feeling good, but about acting based on that strength. Sometimes this means making difficult decisions or stepping away from unhealthy situations. Other times, it's about opening ourselves up to new opportunities and challenges. Divine guidance gives us clarity and courage to act, even when the path seems uncertain. Morning prayer becomes a habit that shapes our mind and heart. Over time, this daily practice teaches us to be more aware of the small blessings and the strength that comes from believing. Each morning is a new chance to start over, to strengthen our faith, and to place ourselves under divine protection. As we conclude a moment of prayer, it's important to remember that we are not alone on this journey. Many share the same struggles and challenges. A simple gesture of support to others can be a reflection of the strength we receive from God. Prayer connects us, reminding us that we are part of something greater. The act of praying in the morning is an invitation to live intentionally. By asking for strength and guidance, we commit to seeking the best in ourselves and in others. Thus, prayer is not just a solemn moment, but a starting point for a day full of possibilities. May we always remember God's protection and seek His guidance in every step we take. Waking up in the morning is more than just opening our eyes. It's a chance to connect with something greater. As the day begins, the mind is already filled with worries and challenges. Tasks pile up, expectations weigh down, and often weakness sets in. It is at this moment that prayer becomes a refuge, a space where vulnerability can be acknowledged without judgment. Feeling tired? Does the pain seem unbearable? Tell that to God. Showing the fragility of the heart is an essential step for transformation to occur. Speaking about uncertainties, anxieties, and limitations is opening the door for divine strength to come into play. In the silence of the morning, when the world is still waking up, we find a precious moment to ask God to shape us. It is a sincere cry for renewal. In prayer, we can ask, Lord, transform my inner self, strengthen my spirit, and help me accept my limits. Recognizing that strength does not come solely from us is liberating. This surrender, This trust in something greater creates a space for true change to happen. Imagine facing the day knowing that, even in weaknesses, you are strong because you are supported by divine protection. Each new morning, we need to remember that God's presence is constant. Even when everything seems to crumble, this faith becomes a foundation. By invoking divine protection, we allow ourselves to live with more courage, more determination. Look around you and realize that the small things in everyday life can become manifestations of God's grace. A smile from a stranger, a kind gesture from a friend, even the tranquility of a hot cup of coffee. These moments are reminders that we are not alone on this journey. Think of everyday situations, a challenge at work, a family disagreement, or even a simple day when everything seems to go wrong. By starting the day with a prayer asking for strength and guidance, you prepare yourself to face these challenges more lightly. Prayer becomes your armor, a protection that does not eliminate problems but offers a new perspective. When we place ourselves under God's protection, we begin to see difficulties as opportunities for growth. And what about trusting in divine promises? It is a daily exercise. Throughout the day, remember that God is your refuge. When anxiety arises, repeat to yourself, "I trust in your presence, Lord." This affirmation not only brings comfort, but also reinforces your faith. It's as if with every breath you are reaffirming your commitment to divine protection. Life is not perfect, and difficulties are real, but the certainty that we are not alone transforms the way we face each situation. Try to incorporate moments of prayer throughout the day. It doesn't have to be long or elaborate. A simple "God guide me" while walking to work is enough. By doing this, you reconnect with the source of strength and guidance. This act of faith, even if brief, is powerful. It's a reminder that with every step you can count on God's presence. And when you feel the pressure rising, pause, take a deep breath, and return to your morning prayer. The strength you asked for has not disappeared. It is there, pulsing within you, waiting to be activated. Living this way is not just a spiritual practice, but a lifestyle. Each day is a new opportunity to strengthen yourself under divine guidance. By cultivating this relationship with God, you not only face challenges but also become a source of inspiration for others. The trust you demonstrate in difficult moments may be what someone needs to find their own strength. When you rise in the morning, remember that prayer is more than words. It is an invocation of protection, a search for strength, and a surrender to what is to come. With each dawn, we have the chance to start anew, to replenish ourselves with faith and courage. Allow yourself to be guided and strengthened. Let divine protection envelop every aspect of your life. Now, as you look at the day ahead, take a moment. Think about what you wish to ask. What areas of your life need protection and strength? Do not hesitate to cry out for it. Morning prayer is your first step. And remember, living under God's protection and guidance is not just a desire, but a reality that can manifest in your life with each new day. Divine strength and protection are available to you. Just ask.